Hello and welcome to the New Indian Express Online. I'm Vansikara. With me is a very esteemed panel of guests. First of all, we have Dr. Vaman Acharya, who is formerly Pollution Control Board Chairman, also served as the General Secretary organizing of the Bharatiya Janata Party for a long many years. Someone who is respected in the party, someone who is a BJP ideologue. Also, we have to my left Mr. BS Murthy, who is a political analyst. So, first of all, Dr. Vaman Acharya, let me come to you. The Bharatiya Janata Party has put out its list of candidates today. In fact, the list has come out. How do you really look at this list? What is your forecast for the 24 election out of 28 seats? What do you see the Bharatiya Janata Party and the JDS? Because they are combined, how do you see them performing in the 24 general elections?
The first statement I would like to make is this time 28 out of 28 in Karnataka, clean sweep. This is the first statement I would like to make with some logic, some facts, and also some of my assumptions. I'm not a man of election expertise or psychologist, but sometimes we have seen that the elections work and the results come much beyond psychology and our all estimates. So with this background, I would put as a challenge to all others that BJP this time in Karnataka, 28 out of 28.
Okay. So, which virtually means that Bengaluru rural, which went to Congress last time, and also Hassan seat, which went to JDS, according to Dr. Vaman Acharya, will not go to the respective parties, but according to him, will go to the Bharatiya Janata Party. Mr. Murthy, how do you really look at it? Because polls are now just days away, and in fact, the model code of conduct is expected maybe in less than 2 weeks. So, and in fact, Congress has put out its list of candidates. Today, Bharatiya Janata Party has put out its first list of candidates, 20 candidates. How do you really look at this? Where do you see the parties finally figuring out of 28? How do you see the parties figuring?
Thank you, Bansi. So, in my way of looking at this current general elections of 2024, I think BJP in the Karnataka context doesn't look that strong the way it used to be in 2014 or 2019. They're playing defensive, not an offensive. And 2 terms given to Sri Modi, I think there is also a wearing out of the aura or the persona that has been created. And no wonder in the last about 3 months, BJP has been on a shopping spree of signing up with the parties which they never wanted in first case. They used to be with them and they will throw them out earlier. The same BJP and the Modi ji used to call JDS and Parivarwad party. Now they signed up with them. They broke up Shiv Sena. They've gone back to JDU. If somebody is aiming at a 400 plus, this particular move looks very nervous from my point of view. And 10 years there is bound to be a loss of votes, which there is very little scope for anything to go up beyond what BJP has been able to achieve. In 2019 was a fantastic win for them. Not expected, but beyond their own expectations.
Absolutely, 25 plus 1.
25 plus 1. Karnataka was a real surprise.
It was a sweep, yes.
Yes, and I think the social architecture has three parts here in Karnataka, which has stuck to them for the last 2 decades. Janata Party, JDS, you have Congress, you have BJP. The experiment of going with JDS with Congress did not work last time. Various reasons. Now the same experiment is being done from BJP side. Looks like they have slightly an upper hand because they have given lesser number of seats to the JDS, which I think in the previous year they got 8 or 9. My way of looking at Karnataka would be that I think both of them would hit. The JDS and BJP could muster about 13-14. Congress would look at about 13-14. This is where it would be heading.
Yeah, I will respond to this in such a way that when we first said that BJP is going to win 400, people have asked us, from where do you bring more? Bihar you are saturated, Uttar Pradesh you are saturated, Himachal you are saturated, even Karnataka you are saturated practically. Means wherever possibilities were there, you have already won.
Yeah, the maximum.
Maximum. Where are the seats?
Where are the seats?
We maintain for coalition. Last time also in Karnataka we had lost 3 seats, practically 2 seats, but still
3-1 to independent.
1 to independent. This time in Mandya, we would like to go together. In Hassan, we would like to go together.
Absolutely.
When we say 400, it is the alliance, NDA again. Why we went in for NDA is not because we had the fear of losing. We had the confidence of crossing 400, but we have to be practical also on the ground. How do you aggregate this number? You struggle for this. Now, when I said 28 of 28, I added these 2 seats also, Mandya and Hassan. Now coming to Bangalore rural, you see just last 2-3 elections. Last election, Ashwath Narayan was our candidate.
In rural.
Bangalore rural.
Last by about nearly 2 lakh votes.
Lost by 2 lakh votes, that is the secondary question. His seat was announced 1 day earlier to last day. He did not have time even to travel all the 7-8 MLA constituencies there. This was the situation because even center is not clear what to do. Go to previous to that, Janata Dal, some Prabhakar Reddy and BJP candidate, Muniraj Gowda, put together had 1 more votes than DK Suresh. Before that, Kumarasamy himself was the
He was the
MP from
MP.
there. So, don't keep Bangalore North as given out to DK Suresh or Congress.
Bangalore rural.
Bangalore rural, call it as Kanakpura today, Kanakpura Kshetra. That was previously called Kanakpura MP constituency only. To make it easy for the public to understand, Kanakpura was not with Congress in the past, it was with JDS. And JDS and BJP put together had polled more votes than DK. Last time we lost because of our own mistake. This time the only seat, people thought that 2 people are almost impossible to defeat. One was Kharge. You know what has happened to Kharge. Yesterday somebody asked Kharge, will you contest? He's already Rajya Sabha member, some of his friends said. And Kharge also said that if High Command wishes, I will win. I will contest. Leave alone winning. Means even in the minds of people like all India Congress president is shaky. So when I said this, the candidate that is now presently proposed is Dr. Manjunath, a very popular person in that area. He adds by his community.
He's
by
son-in-law
education.
of Mr. Devegowda.
Yes. Now, there are many votes in that region who go traditionally with Janata Dal. Even when many of the Vokkaliga leaders went into Congress, even when Congress plus Gowda was the chief minister, that is S.M. Krishna, from the same district, even in that situation also, yes, the situation there has been a bit different. Now, in today's context, I feel that Janata Dal people who have remained even during the period of S.M. Krishna away from Congress, they are decided that they would like to have their pride, and this time I'm sure it will help. You take up the statistics of last few years, it shows that BJP's efforts, little addition from Modi plus Devegowda, means that Janata Dal yes group put together, whether it is psephology, whether it is psychology, whether it is physiology, all the 3 things will sum up and say that in that belt, old Mysore belt, BJP will win.
Okay. Now let me in realistic terms, let me look at the same Bengaluru rural constituency. Out of 8 assembly segments in Bengaluru rural, 5 are with Congress.
Correct.
5 are with Congress. And if you look at the 5, then where does BJP stand? In out of 5, in some it doesn't stand in the second place. It's JDS that stands in the second place. Out of 3, you have Mr. H.T. Kumaraswamy, who's sitting legislator in one, Channapatna. In 2 others, we have
Bengaluru South is with
Bengaluru South is with Krishna Pal. And Munratna is in RR who is again a Congress term code. So, when Mr. Vaman Acharya, Dr. Vaman Acharya is talking about a victory even in, let's say, Bengaluru rural, how do you look at it? Because, of course, there is D.K. Suresh, twice he has been Member of Parliament. Once he won with 2,25,000 votes the first time. Second time he won with a lead of 2 lakh votes. This time he has already started campaigning. JDS and BJP had not declared their candidate until today. So, he has got a 15-day head start. So, how do you really look at this?
I think my viewpoint would be slightly different here. So it's basically the Parivar Vad, which has come back in another form, in another dress that way. I think if you look at it, there are 3 people likely to contest from the HDD family, Sri Devagowda and family, maybe Kumaraswamy. Of course, Hassan is going to Prajwal Devagowda, and Dr. Manjunath could have been a candidate out of Mysore or could have been a candidate out of Mandya from JDS. Maybe Kumaraswamy will, H.D. Kumaraswamy will contest from Mandya. Doctor could have come from Bangalore rural where JDS also has more votes than BJP overall if you look at it. But then why this scenario of bringing in Dr. Manjunath from the BJP? It is, I think, from a perception point of view to make sure that, hey, JDS, we are only given one person in the family the ticket. Other ticket has gone to a family member, not in my party, it's from the other party. But I personally think the voter would see through that. And anyway, out of all, if D.K. Suresh has been able to weather the storm of 2019, I personally think in this scenario, he is very likely to hold forward. I am not even denigrating any strengths of the BJP, phenomenal strength, but I think as somebody on the ground, I think he is very likely to hold forward and strongly connected. Doctor is a last minute scenario. I personally felt Doctor from JDS maybe would have had a better impact there than a doctor from BJP, because you have sent a slightly misleading signal saying that the entire family has gifted one of their key members, their star, possibly in this election, to another party. And it happened overnight. It was never BJP been on his and he has been all through in the Jayadeva Institute, done phenomenal job. He's been in power there, and he is now out of that role. Immediately the family wanted to, what I would say, accommodate him politically. And this is a smart move from a JDS point of view, but from a voter, how would he look at it? He would still look at it as HDB family only. So I personally believe in that scenario, there is nothing more to gain for Dr. Manjunath here.
I add. JDS is with us now. We are working together. Now Dr. Manjunath, educated, honest, intelligent, devoted, dedicated doctor.
Commands a tremendous goodwill. Yes.
By himself he will carry some weight. Absolutely. Fits into BJP image. Number 1.
Plus
Number 2. Other advantages are there, naturally.
But he's not a Vokkaliga from rural. He's from Chennai, Hassan district.
It's okay. Kumaraswamy has won from the same field as parliament member. So,
but this is the place where Devagowda lost. Let's not forget that. The great H.D. Devagowda. This was his Waterloo.
When he still had an aura of an ex-prime minister.
Yes, ex-prime minister lost in Bengaluru rural district.
Sir, one more reminder. Devagowda came in 3rd place there.
Yeah.
Not 2nd place.
Yeah, not second place.
Devagowda was the person who defeated Devagowda to be
to be second.
Yeah, to be second.
First came that lady.
Yeah, Tejaswini.
Who is again now in BJP. No, what I would like to stress is, one JDS said to me, very intimate family person from there, has come to BJP. This makes JDS and BJP 2 parties alliance they look very homogeneous. So, people who are JDS supporters, Devegowda supporters, will now wholeheartedly support BJP, feeling that this is our own party, our man is there also. So, this feeling will be there. So, what Murthy ji has said in some of the points that Devegowda himself had lost from there, I do agree, things change. But today's situation, I feel that is far better. We have seen even in North, in Rajasthan, we had lost last election, we had lost Madhya Pradesh, we had lost many of the things in North. So, total atmosphere in the country now is again pro Modi. I don't call only pro BJP, it is a combination anyway. Modi is the head of the BJP. So, it is pro Modi today. We have all the chances to support myself that 28 out of 28.
Okay.
But one small John. But for the partnership, if Dr. Manjunath had walked into BJP office for a ticket, BJP would not have given him a ticket. That is also
Let's not forget.
I don't know.
Let's not forget
My
this.
God, it's
My opinion. My opinion.
I will.
Okay, so also now, Dr. Vaman Acharya, let me go to this issue of in Mysore, you had a member of parliament, sitting member of parliament, Prathap Simha, whose name has not figured in this list today. In fact, he's been replaced with Maharaja Yaduvir. Also, this is one of the issues. And let's also look at the statement made by Prathap Simha on social media just 2 days ago. It was almost like he was nearly in tears. It was almost like a giveaway that I'm not getting the ticket. And today, from information that I'm getting, it seems like Prathap Simha is very distraught, very pained, very hurt, very isolated, has avoided, the Karyakartas. So, my question to you is, why was he dropped? Is Prathap Simha going to become another Jagadish Shettar for the Bharatiya Janata Party in 24?
Prathap Simha is my good friend. Last time Mysore election, for his MP candidature, I was in charge of the election. Personally, I stayed there for almost 35 days, continuously, day and night, worked with him. Prathap Simha's entry as a parliament member into Mysore was a chance. It was given, it was done by Vishweshwar Bhatt of Vishwavani and many other good friends in right thinking, both the ways. Right thinking, young journalist. Right thinking, young journalist.
Prathap Simha used to work in this office.
I know. That's what I said. But he was very close to, he used to write articles.
Absolutely.
He was a pro-Hindutva like. Such a person was planted in Mysore and he did well. It is not for his failure that his ticket has been denied. Probably a new face like Yaduvir. Recently we have seen that the statements by Yaduvir, the way he behaves with the public, though he is a Maharaja, it seems he is a very matured personality. Such personalities may be needed to BJP in long run. I am sure the present MP will not be left out. He will be accommodated. You have seen what happened to Khattar yesterday. Khattar was removed. Today he is a BJP candidate from Karnataka. So things will change. And every time I only must get is not a good approach. And this is not one hit, one way. No. Sometimes you lose, sometimes you win. He has age in his favor. He has good image in his favor. He has community in his favor. I am sure he has a still bright future. But politics is one thing. I have been there. I have suffered this feeling. Denial. Left out. Nobody cares.
Rejection. The most painful of it.
Painful thing. I remember
People have suffered heart attacks after rejection.
one of my friend was a minister in a previous government. He was my good friend. One day we were walking together in Vidhan Sabha corridor. He was doing Namaskar sir, Namaskar sir. I said, Gauraji, why you are doing Namaskar to others? He said, sir, in the same corridor, people used to do Namaskar, everybody who passes from here, every minute. Today, if I walk without one Namaskar, what people will think? So I only do Namaskar. See, getting recognized, getting Namaskaras, getting, that attention in the public is something like a disease. It catches human beings so fast that the moment you are not there, the pain, the agony, the torture you get, probably Karapa, you can't understand.
I cannot understand. I've never
We
been in public life.
have gone through, we have
It's
seen
more-
every day.
Or an entitlement that you get.
Yeah, so Mr. Murthy, quickly, on this Prathap Simha being denied a ticket, let's understand Prathap Simha is a Vokkaliga. The same thing happened to Jagadish Shekhar, who's a Lingayat leader. They kept him out for reasons best known to the party. Nothing was explained in public domain. Same thing is happening to Prathap Simha. How do you really look at this? Because elections are just weeks away now.
See, Prathap Simha scenario is a collateral damage, right? And BJP now has the brazenness, the power, the aura, and the swag to bring in whomever they want and send out whomever they don't want. They just set out a chief minister of Haryana for about 10 years, then brought him, gave him accommodated somewhere else.
Is BJP?
This used to be the potentially a Congress of the 80s.
Absolutely,
Congress of
absolutely.
the 80s. This is what we discuss among friends.
Power corrupts,
Yes.
absolute power corrupts, absolutely.
So, Prathap Simha scenario, I think overall from a party, BJP party cadre point of view, I think he has a great connect.
Great connect.
He came to the party and the ticket was, he was an influencer in the pre-social media era.
In the pre 2014 era.
He was an influencer. He seems to have done well overall. But whatever the claims and other things, I personally felt that should be a natural flow. Being a chief minister's district, that they wouldn't disturb him. But something, maybe a survey, maybe something else has gone into the minds of the people that will make the decisions. And maybe it is a good time to change. They have just changed, denied ticket to a sitting MP and an ex-chief minister, an ex-party president, right? And nobody gives any of those. They just say thank you for the services done and they move on. And BJP has reached a scenario that they can do this and get away with. I think that's the brazenness I personally see. Not only here, you have seen that in all across the other states as well. Prathap Simha is just one of the collateral damages on the movement.
On this issue, I would like to go with Murthy. Sir, for local leadership to grow, I fully agree with what you have said. A person cannot all of a sudden, cannot be a Udbhava
Murthy, absolutely.
he has to grow himself. And for anybody to grow as a state leader, you need at least 2 terms.
Minimum, absolutely.
At least
Fully
2
agree
terms.
with that.
Because if he is in first term, people will say he is junior. He will not be offered ministership. He will not be offered a chair on the stage. He is just like any other karyakarta. By the time he is second, if a trend is there that after second time you are
get
a draw, then I don't know how a state leadership locally will develop. You can't import or impose leadership from outside. This opinion which Murthy has given, I take it.
Okay. Now, quickly, let's also go to this. Very important question. The JDS is largely seen as a Vokkaliga party. The BJP in Karnataka was largely seen as a Lingayat party. So here we see, just like the Janata party of earlier, it was Vokkaliga plus Lingayat. Now we are seeing the same combo, in another way. So normally when this combo has happened, we have seen a kind of a hit back in a different way. So Dr. Vaman Acharya, my question to you, do you think this total vote conversion from JDS will happen to the BJP-JDS coalition? How do you look at it? Because there are at least 8 to 10 constituencies in southern Karnataka where JDS is very strong. You have Kora, you have Chikbalapur, you have Bangalore rural district. You have, apart from Mandya and Hassan, Tumkur very strong, Mysore very strong. So how do you look at this? Do you see this vote conversion, JDS vote conversion happening to Bharatiya Janata?
Traditionally, there are people who are anti-Congress. Now, in last 20-30 years, it has been developed. It is anti-Congress. Now, there is a portion of the vote pattern which is pro-Modi. But fortunately, in my country, Pradhan Mantris, that is, Prime Ministers, have not gone with this aura of caste. Nehru, nobody knew his caste. Indira Gandhi, nobody knew his caste. Narasimha Rao, nobody cared about his caste. Manmohan Singh, as a community, was a very small community. But what I look at it is, as a leader, though Modi comes from OBC group, all OBC people feel a faith in him. He himself has never acted as an OBC leader. Coming back to the question you have put, I have given this reference for some other reason, that now whether Janata Dal people will vote with BJP. Number one is there is an anti-Congress sentiment because many of the Vokkaliga leaders were insulted. It started right from Kingal Hanumantayya. Kingal Hanumantayya was one of the best chief ministers. He built Vidhan Sabha, but he was denied of opening ceremony of Vidhan Sabha. He was removed before that. Several Vokkaliga leaders have been insulted humiliated by Congress. Congress has always felt that dominant communities, Vokkaligas and Lingayats, should not be given power. This was as far we bring people like Veerappa Moily, who don't have any support anywhere, even in their own constituency. Congress has always tried this, to weaken people, to see that very weak people are brought to the top, or people with almost no groundswell or large community base will come up. So, Vokkaligas, I am sure, are one of the communities which feel that they should be recognized in this state, and I am sure they will wholeheartedly support this time.
At a time, Dr. Vaman Acharya is saying this at a time when a Vokkaliga leader in Mysore has been denied a ticket. Okay. So, Mr. Murthy, now my question to you is, JDS, BJP have come together. So there is this huge Lingayat vote, there is this huge Vokkaliga vote. This powerful combo is now coming up. So how do you really see this? Do you think vote conversion is there? My first question. Second question, will there be a hit back from the other communities?
So, in my point of view, arithmetic says one, 38% to 36% BJP vote in assembly, and about 16% JDS vote is about 52, Congress is about 43. It makes a
Which means Congress should lose in all the places. By default. By the
This current combination goes back to the erstwhile Janata Parivar, where it's a combination of predominantly Lingayat and Vokkaligas minus biggest OBC Kurbas and minorities. That is the BJP and JDS of Karnataka today, from my point of view. So, the social architecture has been extremely well defined for the last 2 decades, 2.5 decades perhaps. So, there was always this large chunk which did not associate with both, which was partially with the big time with the Congress. JDS had their own. JDS not only Vokkaliga, they also had little OBCs. They had minorities with them.
Yes,
they had parliamentarians with them. That way. So now this combination coming together, the big loss is primarily going to be from the JDS to start with. BJP strategizes these things extremely well. They go with data. It's the same scenario what BJP has done in all other states as well. You partner with, to start with in Maharashtra, BJP was a minor partner. Absolutely. Shiv Sena was a bigger partner. If you have seen a cartoon of Valasaheb sitting on one chair with his wig on the other side, and Pramod Maharaj standing there, Valasaheb is saying, take your seat. When it comes for the discussion for the seats, BJP is going to swallow wholly the JDS, given the scenario that JDS is fighting its back to the wall. Yeah. I personally believe that JDS has very little energy to give out now. It is primarily fighting for the survival, and it's the right time a partner has appeared, and then it's the big loss is going for JDS. And I think if at all any gains that come by, we will go to the BJP.
do you think this vote transfer from JDS 100% will happen to BJP as it should on paper?
It's going to be TNIE losses as we call
Transmission and distribution losses.
You start at one point, in the end, the power doesn't reach fully. I mean, 10 units starts with the KPTCL center. My home, I get only 7.5 or 7. I think it's a very similar scenario. Voter on the ground today is extremely smart. He's conscious of social rules. He's conscious of his power. He's conscious of his, the power of his vote. He's conscious of his leadership. He wants his leader, his community leader, his regional leader, his CMA leader. A multiplicity of factors which work in. 1 plus 1 is never true in politics. It's never chemistry. 1 plus 1 can be 11. 1 plus 1 can be something else.
Because last time it bombed so badly. I'm asking this question because
5 years, JDS voter have been tuned to be anti-Congress and anti-BJP. How that voter is going to behave this time, we saw once that he didn't behave the way JDS wanted it to behave. Even the Sri Devegoda ji lost the Tumkur election. The combination there should have been 9 lakh votes. He would have polled 9.5 million votes. He ended up losing that. I personally see a very similar scenario happening. OBCs are going to go away, minorities are going to go away. A chunk of Vokkaliga votes also is going to go away because the future, Kumarasamy has been tried and tested for 2 terms. You can't go back 3rd time and say, make me Chief Minister again. Here is a Chief Minister in waiting with KPCC President, and he is also younger, and community would look up to him. Now there is a parallel leadership scenario from the community which is currently being there. It would have been 3 pieces, now it's only 2 pieces. BJP has Vokkaliga leadership. JDS is primarily Vokkaliga, and Congress had this leadership. Now, the 2 has just become 1. So, in one sense, what I feel is, it is the biggest loss is going to be for the JDS.
Okay, quickly, before we end, on one question, Ananth Kumar Hegde, Member of Parliament from Uttar Kannada, has never been known for making, peaceful statements. He has been known in the media for making the most, extreme statements. Recently, he made this statement that give us 400 seats, we will change the constitution. Quickly, Dr. Vaman Acharya, someone like Ananth Kumar Hegde, how do you see this? Because at the end, Bharatiya Janata Party needs even the neutral voter. With extreme statements like this, how are you going to balance the neutral voter? What are you going to tell them? Are you going to tell them this is fine, the Bharatiya Janata Party accepts this, digests this, and assimilates this point? What is your personal? Because BJP made very lip service kind of statements, denying it, but nothing too harsh, no penalty, no suspension, no harsher measures against Hegde. And this is not the first time. He made it in 2017. He has made other statements right through. So how do you really look at this? It's a very extreme statement, almost anti-national statement.
Number 1, I am nobody now in BJP. Neither to make a lip suggestion or a sword suggestion. I can't make either of it. Presently, we have seen that people like Ananth Kumar Hegde have been getting elected because of their powerful statements only. Not that he has started doing it today. I remember when Idgah Maidan issue of Hubli, where the flag hoisting was there, that time Ananth Kumar Hegde was hardly 17 years. I have seen him with my own eyes. I was in charge of whole Hubli, Dharwad for RSS activities that time. We call them as Nagar Kariwa. I was Nagar Kariwa. That time also, Ananth Kumar Hegde was equally violent and vibrant together. He has both those qualities. He is very vibrant, but he is violent in his statements. And because of that only he was given a ticket, and he has been getting elected continuously, non-stop. He has not lost any elections in his life. So, he has his own credentials, his own image, and his own statements. For that, I think that could be one of the reasons that he is getting votes. Second thing is about changing constitution. You know how many times there have been amendments in the constitution in the last 50-60 years? Innumerable. Every clause has been changed once, twice, gone ahead, brought back. Even for Muslim Banu, Shahbanu case also. They passed one resolution, brought it back, changed the constitution, again went back. Such things have happened several times.
What was the change in Shabanu case?
Yes, Shabanu case.
How did it affect the constitution?
No, the constitution has to be changed in favor of the person who had claimed, because Shabanu wanted some living, some
Expenses
arrangement.
come, yes.
Expenses come from husband's side. Islam had said that nothing of this sort can be given to women. But constitution has to be changed to favor that Muslim community, and Shah Banu was practically humiliated there. She lost the case. Means such several changes have happened in the past. Even today, there are many very important things that have to be changed in constitutions, which have gone wrong in the past rampantly. Some of the things, constitutions were done in a situation we were just getting independence. There was a Pakistan issue, there was East Pakistan issue that time, it was not Bangladesh. There were many things, there were migrants, there were refugees. In this situation, many laws were made to accommodate and do things. Today, we are a well-settled, established, well-doing nation. In this situation also, there are needs that to proceed further. I don't enumerate this changes have to be done, but constitution in any country is a very dynamic issue, which
But
you may remember that in some of the countries,
but Dr.
even in
But
England,
Dr. Vaman
the
Acharya,
constitution is not written.
But-
it is not a written constitution.
but-
it is a oral constitution.
but Dr.
Even in India, constitution should be prone for changes,
No.
pro people.
Okay, what I would like to say is, you don't menacingly say, give me 400 votes, I will change the constitution. That's a
No,
different
we
way
will
of
not
saying it.
We will not
But
say.
if you are saying there are needs, let's look at it, let's execute these changes, that's a different way of saying it. I think Mr. Ananth Kumar Hegde's statement was menacing, to say the least.
I think you
Was saber
are
actually. Was saber actually.
Your point
He's
well
not,
taken.
he's not doing it for the first time.
Though it is not first time,
Yeah,
but
but-
Kadapa, I take your point.
Yeah.
In a good
I
sense.
think
You are right.
it was a parting shot by Ananth Kumar for denying a ticket. You stand to mess with the BJP. I think so.
But I stand
Parting
with you.
shot.
I stand.
Dr. Vaman Acharya is saying he stands with them.
No, I stand with him, but I stand with you also.
Okay.
Don't say
I think
that
when-
give me 400.
Yeah,
I
that's a very
will
menacing way of
change
saying it.
the constitution. No.
Yeah.
No, this is not the issue.
Yeah.
The issue is there have been changes in the constitution, and in further days also they
Absolutely.
should come
It's
With,
dynamic.
with the right.
open and dynamic.
Absolutely.
Constitution is
Responsible leader says there
Yes.
needs to be a change.
Yeah.
Everybody
With the due consultation,
When-
nobody is going to deny it.
Ananth Kumar Hegde says there has to be a change. It only means one thing. It's basically divisive politics.
Yeah.
Nothing more than that. I think he is very clear with that. I don't think we need to interpret it in any other way.
Okay, so we come to the very end of this program. In fact, Bharatiya Janata Party coming out with its very important list today. In fact, the remaining names, the list will come from other parties also. For more details, for more updates, do keep watching the New Indian Express.